The Easy Woman Spears, for sure.
Excuse me. Did you
There's free water upstairs.
I hear Adriana's walking.
I brought some tissues in case it was emotional.
Test one, two, test one, two, test one, two, test one, two. Good evening, I am Juan Key, and welcome to my world on this Thursday Eve. We're almost there. We are almost there. We New Yorkers have 20-degree weather to look forward to this Saturday. Drop a bomb on that. All right, I am not going to belabor this. Let's get right to the confession. All right. This one is a long one, ladies and gentlemen. It goes, my friends and I used to abuse the hell out of IP Relay, a free service that allows deaf people to make phone calls. I never heard of it referred to as IP Relay. I always just thought it was called for the hearing impaired. But okay, let's read. Let's get into early 2000s, when the internet was full of wonder and you learned of new and interesting websites and services regularly. Somehow we discovered IP Relay. It's intended to work like this. 1. Deaf person goes to the website and enters a phone number and a message. Operator connects and makes a call from their office. 3. He totally skipped number 2. 3. The operator will relay their text messages and the recipient's spoken communication back and forth. A wonderful free service to have. But I'm so shocked by how few internal controls they had over preventing abuse in those early days. I'm sure they just wanted a few barriers as possible to get people to try this. Back in the day, people were super wary of doing anything on the internet because of media fear, just like they're doing with AI nowadays. Now, I don't know what this side note. I don't know what this person is talking about because I was all for the internet, and I remember when it was, welcome, you got mail. It was, and then the key, and then you saw the lightning strike, the little triangle, welcome, you got mail. I remember that. Oh my God, I used to get all tingly when I was waiting for my emails to come through and shit. Let's get back to the confession. Okay. So it was very easy and anyone could just go on the website without registration, ID verification, etc. They changed it years ago because of dirtbags like myself, and you need to register through your phone service provider so they know who you are if you abuse it. Parentheses. I just checked to see how it worked today. End the parentheses. But back then, we would abuse it regularly. Faced no repercussions. The operator never even disconnected no matter what we said. We will initiate relay calls to friends, enemies, girls we liked, but mostly we just called our own home phone in the very same room because we were a bunch of chumps. We, of course, will make the operator say outlandish, strange, and very vulgar things. A lot of times just flat out nonsense back and forth. One time, we even made it so that we had 2 different calls happening with 2 separate operators and had them speaking to each other over speakerphone. The one I remember best is when we pretended to be a romantic interest of the recipient and slowly turned the conversation sexual and had the operator say, "Oh baby, butt fuck me." I'm sorry, this is funny. This is funny. The operator said it so unenthusiastically and monotone, laughing out loud. So on the chat we had a request. Quote, could you say that again but with an Australian accent? End of quote. Quote, operator cannot honor that request, she says, or something along those lines. So we put our thinking caps on and came up with, quote, boy, fuck me, mate. Literally, it's BOYTFOYKMEH and the letter and the number 8. That's what they wrote. Boy, fuck mate, mate. And enter it in the chat for her to say to the recipient. She said it, and it sounded Australian enough for us. And we just thought we were the funniest guys around, laughing at ourselves like a bunch of suburban 90s, 2000s kids could. But then my friend managing the phone stepped out on a notch by asking, quote, sorry, I didn't get that. Could you repeat it? End of quote. Boy, fucked me, mate, she said again reluctantly. Sorry, I still didn't get it. All in caps now, so she's yelling. Boy, fucked me, mate, clearly aware of what was going on, and she could hear the typing and giggles in the background. I'm a little hard of hearing. I don't have my earpiece in. Can you just speak up just a little bit? Boy, fuck me, mate. We all broke down in laughter, including the operator. No regrets. Okay, and so there are people commenting on this person's confession, and somebody says, so your confession is just you bragging? Somebody else says, I was a relay agent in California in the 90s. Ooh, I got loads of these kinds of prank calls. On my first shift, I got a call to a dirty bookstore. The caller asked endless embarrassing questions. Quote, do you have pocket pussy with hair? Oh my God. Is it real hair, etc.? It was a bit uncomfortable for me. A few months later, I went to a fellow relay agent house after work with some other agents. Our host had TDD. That's what I used to remember it, TDD. And made a prank call to the relay service. To the dirty bookstore asking about pocket pussy. Worst abuse, though, was hearing lady who called her own second line and dictated her terrible novel to get a text file made. Oh my God. Now that's some shit. Did you hear that? This is the operator. This is the former operator who said the worst form of abuse they heard was, she goes again, worst abuse though was hearing a lady who called her own second line and dictated her terrible novel to get a text file made. Easier than typing it herself, I guess. Really hard on the relay agent. By this time, I was a supervisor. I could not terminate the call, but I told the agent to slow way down, use maximum TDD abbreviations, and don't worry about typos. Parentheses, code for do whatever you can to make this text file unusable. End of quote. Call was still going 6 hours later when I left work. Oh my God, that is diabolical. Okay. Caller later complained that I kept changing her agents during the call. I got called into the manager's office. When I explained that the agent were typing nonstop for hours and their hands were hurting, oh my God, the manager totally had our backs. Good boss, some shitty customers. Callers who were deaf were generally fine. Callers who were deaf, referring to culture as well as disability, were often entitled jerks. Well, I don't have a wonky thought and a wonky view, but just a whole bunch of kids making pranks. I mean, we all did some sort of prank. But I will talk about when I learned about that service. I actually had somebody who was trying to talk to me at a romantic level back when I was in college. We were talking over the remember when I said welcome, you got mail, over the AOL and stuff like that, and in the chat and all that. And somehow I can't remember because this is so long ago, but somehow the conversation was gonna move from online talking to on the phone talking. And he told me that he had a relay service. And I didn't understand what the fuck that was. So he was like, you're going to call this number. And because I'm deaf, he says, I'm deaf. So you're going to call this number and you're going to talk to that agent. He explained the whole thing. And then they're going to type it in and I'm going to get it in. I guess his phone had a machine or like a typewriter or something that would like spit out and then he can type up the whole thing. Well, needless to say, that seemed like way too much involvement, and I was not out back then. I did not want some stranger over the phone, and what if the conversation was gonna get a little spicy, you know what I'm saying? So that never happened, and I stopped talking to him. Oh yes, I was real ignorant back then. Keyword back then. So that's my experience with that line. He gave me the number and everything. I never called it because I was like, I'm not doing all this. This is way too fucking much. I'm like, why don't you go? Back then, I probably said something like, why didn't you go talk to other people who have the same service? I was young and I don't claim to have been perfect ever. Or are perfect currently, okay? It is what it is. But anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, we do this every night. We do this every single night. We are almost at the weekend. God, almost. It's been a long week. Please make sure you're taking care of yourself. Disconnect and unplug from the CNN, ABC, CBC, NBC, Fox, all of that. Turn away from the Instagram, turn away from the shorts, from the TikToks, from the briefings, from the press, from the TikToks of people in airports, and is it full or is it not full? It took me 5 hours to get through versus, I don't know what people are complaining. It took me 5 minutes to get through. For all we know, that's all fucking AI generating those people in lines and shit. Listen, if you need a break, or when you need a break, come stroll through my channel. Take a stroll down the channel. I will be back tomorrow around this time with another confession or somebody seeking advice. All right. So everybody have a good night. Be safe. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Oh, yes, Love Blake. Have a good night, Love Blake. Bye.